You said I had no mission, so you wanted me to train more. That is correct, but I was informed by Jeff that you wanting more missions, as you were out spending your time in the village. His voice is very stern and very angry. I didn't know how to make up a good enough lie in order to fool Slender. We all know that's not an easy thing to do. I wasn't in town. I was training. Slender tilts his head to read my words. I hope to hell that him doing such an action meant he was going to believe me. He's a liar, spoke a narrating voice from behind me. The source walking out from the shadows joined the conversation. Obviously, it had to be Masky. He was out with a girl. I can smell her aroma on him. He clicks his tongue, walking away to leave me with an even angrier Slender. Fuck you, Toby! My yell was interrupted by a raging Slender. As he leans down menacingly over me, I could feel his faceless stare dig deep into my soul. I have had enough hearing about this girl. You will finish late tonight. Go upstairs, find your mission paper, and complete it. This mission must be completed for me and Jeff, being as you disrupted his mission. I can't explain the girl situation. I try to explain and protest, but one of Slender's tendrils wrapped around my shoulders and arms, squeezing me tight, almost pushing out every ounce of air inside my body. I said now, Toby. He threatens before dropping me harshly and disappearing, coughing and gasping for oxygen, and making my way to my room to find that stupid mission paper. Once I reach my door, I see the paper nailed to it with one name written down in red ink. Mel. That bastard Jeff. I couldn't get my head around how he knew I was with her, or what her name was. His mission was to kill that guy. He only went for Mel and her friend because of the fact that they saw him. How does he know her name? I shoved the note into my pocket and run to Slender's office. I need to inform him on the fact that this mission can't be completed, as my mission for her is to make her one of us, not kill her. Slender's going to fucking kill me. Once I reach his office, I knock on the door twice before entering, waiting for him to call me out and allow me inside. Come in. I listen to what he says and open the door, making my way inside. Closing the door behind me, I pace up to his desk, reaching into my pocket for my mission slip and slamming it down on the hard wood. I cannot complete this mission, I stated agitatedly as I stare in his faceless face, and his tendrils fail swiftly behind him. Toby, your missions are non-negotiable. They are to be complete. No, I can't have my reasons, which you will listen to, I demand forcefully. Usually, Slender wouldn't have any of it and would just send you out. But if you show enough aggression and persistence, he may listen. The girl who can read minds. The girl you want me to kill. I can't kill her. I want to make her one of us. Slender instantly stands out of his seat, seeming angered as he looks down at me, placing his long arms on the table, leaning down. We do not accept humans as a part of what we have here. She should ruin everything we have and ruin the police. You could lose the only home you have left. Remember who it was who saved you, Toby Rogers. Slender growls. I hated how he reminds me of how he took me in from the fire. Every single time he brings it up, as if I owe him something. I've done enough to repay him, more so than was needed. How do you know that would happen? She could be great with her skill. Why judge her for being a human? Most of us here were humans before. Eyeless Jack, or EJ, was before his accident. Jeff before his. Sally, me. That is enough, Toby. You will leave immediately and complete your mission. Put on your gear and take your weapons. Your mission deadline is for 2 days' time. Now go, he orders, pointing his long arm and finger at the door to send me out. I tisk and storm out, slamming his office door as I head upstairs to my room. I stomp towards my wardrobe and open it, retrieving my mouth mask guard and my goggles, putting a hoodie over my top, pulling the hood over my head to hide my hair. The last thing I pick up is my hatchet, staring at it, then staring at the mirror, looking back and forth before sighing and nodding to myself, running out of my room and out of the mansion, heading into town. Reader's point of view. As I remain sitting on my floor by the door, Larissa comes running up to me, dragging me up to my feet and hugging me tight. Mel, I have no idea what's going on. You saw the dead guy too, right? I've been here wondering if the whole Sue thing is driving me insane or if it's all real. I pull away from the hug and brush her hair while trying to comfort her. It's always used to work when we were younger, but this may be a different situation and probably won't work. I don't know what's happening either, Larry. I'm having trouble telling what's real and what's not, but we'll get through it together, okay? Lyric nods her head a little, but she still seems a little shaky. I hold her hand and walked her over to the sofa, sitting her down and taking a deep breath. Look, Lyric, I have something to tell you, as it's starting to freak me out a little bit, and I could use your help. Larissa nods her head with a small smile, waiting for me to tell her what was on my mind. You probably won't believe me, but I can read minds. There's an awkward pause as she stares at me with wide eyes. Mel, reading minds isn't possible. I know. That's why I'm freaked out. I understand the reason why I thought Sue was talking rudely to me. She was, but in her head. That's why you couldn't hear it. Lucia stands to her feet, but as I stand also, she begins to back away as I walk towards her. Mel, I think I'm gonna go home now. Thank you for letting me stay a while. No! Look, I'm telling you the truth. I can hear what people say in their heads. I'm not crazy. I thrashed my arms around, trying my best to convince Larissa that it was the truth. I can read minds. Hear what they're thinking to themselves, everyone at once. She's fucking insane. Larissa turns to run out the door, but I jump in front, slamming the door shut, holding it close with my hand, preventing her from leaving, causing her to gasp as her eyes wide open. Lyric, I'm not insane. I never said you were. Not out loud, but in your head. I heard it. Mel, that is impossible. Let me out right now. Lyric, please listen to me. Think something in your head. Anything. Something you've never told me before. Larissa stares at me, tense and shaking with an emotion that looks like she wanted to burst into tears. Please, Lyric, anything. I don't know about you. I wait for the sound of her voice in my head, which I luckily hear. I've never met my real father. You've never met your real father? Larissa's eyes shoot wide open, if that was possible. But I don't say anything else, just let the scene play out. My real mother hates me, putting me up for adoption at the age of 5. Your real mom hated you, putting you up for adoption at the age of 5. Tears start to form in her eyes, slowing down and sliding down her cheek as I repeat her sorrow thoughts. My real mother killed my sister. Your real mother killed your sister, Lyric. I'm so sorry. Why didn't you tell me the truth about your sister? I thought she died due to health complications. Larissa couldn't hold her emotions back anymore. She burst into tears, kneeling on the floor. How are you doing this? She cries, her voice full of sadness and hatred. I would never lie to you, Lyric. I can really read minds. I don't understand it either. I crouched down beside her, rubbing her back gently as I comfort her, watching her tears drip into my carpet. Lyric, what about your sister? Larissa inhales deeply, looking up to me, sighing before speaking. Before my mother put me up for adoption, me and my sister would do everything together. My mother liked my sister, but not me. When I was going to the adoption home, my sister wanted to come with me. Mother didn't like that, which caused my sister to throw a tantrum. To calm her down, my mother strangled her to death, right in front of me. I remember every second of it, and I was only 5. I held her close, wiping any tear from her cheek. She was my best friend, and I hated seeing her upset. I'm sorry, I didn't believe you, Mel. It's okay, Lyric. I wouldn't have believed myself either. We both chuckled a little, which lightened the mood. Standing up and heading into the kitchen to grab a snack or two, but on my way, my mobile vibrates. I open it up to see a message from Tomo. Tomo, meet me at this address. I read the address written on the message, though I have never heard of that street name. There was always Google Maps to help. Forgetting about the food, Larissa and I head upstairs to check the computer. Once up there, we began to search in the address that was given. What? Are you sure this is the right address? Larissa questions with a confused stare as she slowly turns to face me. I look down to my phone and check the screen, comparing. Yeah, that's right. Why? Where is it? Larissa shows me the top of the map, showing me the images of an abandoned insane asylum 30 minutes away from where I lived. There? Why would he want to meet me there? Larissa looks at me with a worried expression, and she clicks on one of the images showing rooms with broken ceilings and rotting wood planks used as support beams. Well, were used for support beams. Taking Toby's point of view. As I make my way into the town, I had to think of a good place to deal with this mission, but not raise any suspicion. I couldn't let her friend know who I am or what my plans were. In the end, I decided to tell Mel an address of this old abandoned insane asylum. If I remember correctly from Jack, that's where him and his girlfriend were held to be experimented on. Guess I finally get to meet where he had been held for the years he was gone missing. Following the directions by Jack, I head to the asylum, hoping Mel would meet me there. Can't believe I'm gonna be wasting such a perfect candidate to make Slender notice me. Ugh, listen to yourself, Toby. You sound like an anime girl obsessed with her school teacher. It took a while, but I finally reached the asylum. The walls were a little crumbled and covered in graffiti, but I wouldn't complain. It's a good hiding spot, that's for sure. Heading inside, I find a good room to set everything up. Preferably, I wanted a room with a steady operation, better to strap her down. If I had to waste such a thing, I at least wanted to make it last. Maybe try some of those torturing techniques I saw online. So many rooms, not enough beds. Ah, here's one. I hollered to no one in particular as I dash into the room, checking the bed for its stability and whether its restraint straps were still intact. Which they somehow were. Now all that was left was to set up and wait. Reader's point of view. I head downstairs with Larissa following behind me. She kept going on about how I shouldn't go as it could be dangerous, or that she could go with me. In the end, we made a deal that I would go alone, but ring her as soon as I felt I would be in trouble, so she could come running to my rescue. Mel, you'll be alright. Right? I really don't like the sound of this. A second meetup at an abandoned asylum? What good could come from that? I sigh, walking over to my friend, placing my hand on her shoulder. I didn't have to say much, as she understood what my gesture meant anyway. So instead, I just patted her a few times before heading out to the front door, closing it behind me and making my way downtown. Following the directions I previously read on a piece of paper, it doesn't take me long to reach my destination. I was usually a quick-paced walker, so walking somewhere didn't usually take long. Taking a deep breath, I make my way inside the dark, eerie building, using my phone torch as a light. Tomo? Are you there? I call as I make my way down the empty yet crowded corridors, mainly crowded due to the pile of rubble. I was quite hard to walk. Every now and then, I would trip over something. Tomo, where are... Before I could get a chance to finish, Tomo steps from a room, standing in front of me. I panicked for a split second due to the darkness, but the familiar face of Tomo soon calmed my nerves. I could see his big brown eyes and sweet smile, allowing me to know I was safe. Taking Toby's point of view. As I wait more and more, my thoughts of what I should do about Mel play in my head in a loop. I don't know whether I should kill her, sedate and kidnap her, leave her alone, act like this was a normal meetup. I didn't know what to do. Although I was stuck in thought, I was snapped out of it by a familiar voice. It was Mel's. In a panic, I make up my mind. Throwing off my mask and goggles, throwing them to the floor before stepping out of the room with a smile to greet Mel. Oh, there you are, Tomo. She sighs of relief to see my face. In a way, I felt bad that I could have been killing her right now, but at the same time, I also felt ashamed as killing is fun. I enjoy it a lot. So, want to look around? I ask, gesturing into the room I pooped out of. It probably seemed like I was going to lead her in there to kill her after finally making up my mind, but that wasn't the case. I was just merely showing her around, starting with this room. Reader's point of view. I followed Tomo's gesture and walked into the room he popped out of when he greeted me. I was quite shocked as the room was pretty cool, but at the same time still eerie and cold. Wow, look at this place, Tomo. I giggled in excitement as I grew more interested about this place. Turning around to get Tomo's attention, I realized he was interested in the items on the shelves, so I don't bother him, deciding to continue examining the intact bed. It was doing pretty well for its age. As I look around more, I noticed something on the floor that didn't match the aesthetic of the room. Looking more, I realized it was more than one.